Hello, hi, thank you very much for peeking in on me once again. Um, I really appreciate it. So please subscribe and talk to me. Let's get this thing going. Okay, I think I'm going to start with the DoorDash grandma. Her name is Sharon Simmons, and she must have been pre selected or got the short straw, if you will, um, and searched intimately before she was allowed to go near the lunatic next door with his Mickey D's. So she had to stay there for I don't know 5 or 10 minutes, maybe even longer, because the cameras are rolling and the lights were on and the questions were being asked, and Lunatic asked her if what she felt about men in women's sports, which is really not a thing. So she didn't have an opinion, she said. And he didn't like that, apparently. He kind of. So he was even somewhat polite to her, I guess. She said that she was there for the no tax on tips. Her husband is in therapy for serious cancer, and her medical bills must be astronomical because, well, look what he's done. Even still, like it's insane to have to go bankrupt because of medical bills and to have to run DoorDash because medical bills. That's really awful. Anyway, it is reported that she was tipped $100 by Lunatic, and I think it should have been 200 because he made her stand there for quite a while and I don't know, be awkward. And time is money. She could have left. She could have done another few dozen door dashes in the time she was there. Well, maybe a few anyway. Anyway, I felt sorry for the lady, and I felt sorry that she had to be there. But I guess she got $100 out of the deal, so run, lady, run. Run, Sharon, run. Okay, well, there's that. And then, oh, yes, Lunatic Next Door's Jesus meme. Yeah, he was asked about that during this encounter with Sharon Simmons, and he can't understand how anybody figured that it was Jesus he was depicting. He thought it was a doctor, that he was being a doctor and helping people, and he says he likes to make people better. That's what he said. Isn't he special? Jesus. Anyway, sweet Jesus, do something about that guy, okay? Like, we're all praying. Every darn one of us. The whole continent, the whole Western Hemisphere is all praying. Okay, so, Lunatic, the Jesus doctor, and the meme. Okay, well, that's that. And okay, we want to go Dear USA in general. I'm going to name a few names. Allison Calder is the Point Roberts Community Advocacy. I don't know. She seems to think that it's the exchange rate that's keeping people from being tourists in the USA. A lot of people seem to think that. Well, no, dear, it's not. It's the nonsense that your president is spewing towards Canada and many, many other nations as well. It's not just Canadians that are feeling this. And it's not just the Canadians that are saying, hey, we're not going there. We don't need to be accosted at the border. We don't need to be threatened. And like there's that one border patrol guy down on the east part that get the out of here and don't come back to the USA. That guy. I'm sure we've all seen that clip. He's in a white border patrol truck and he's flipping the bird, and The Canadian tourists are filming him happily as he drives by with his really sweet, kind, welcoming demeanor. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then there's, of course, the governor of Maine, Janet Mills, her name is, and she is shockingly a Democrat. And she feels the same way that it's just the exchange rate and the tariffs that are keeping people away from her state because they are our friends and we're just hurting their friends. Well, we're not. You're not our friends. We've never really been our friends. You just like the money. You just like the tourist money. So Canadians are going elsewhere. They're going to Europe. They're going to South America. They're going to Asia. They're going to Mexico by the droves. But they're not going to USA. I wonder why. I wonder why. So we can be detained in a freezing cold facility with inadequate water and food and medical care. Do we need that? No, no one needs that. Okay, and Maura Healey is also strangely a Democrat from Massachusetts, and she seems to think the same way. She thinks that it's the tariffs, it's the exchange rate. Well, it's not. Has nothing to do with that. Start talking about ICE, the frozen water cartel. Start talking about Trump's threats to Canada. Start talking about that. Start understanding that. And then maybe you might understand why no one wants to go to USA. I'm counting that FIFA, the World Cup, is going to be an absolute bust because you've got this toll, $15,000 for some people to just come in and spectate at a soccer game. Jeez. Plus, tickets are, what, $10,000? Are you people nuts? Yeah, I think it's going to be a bust. So, good luck with your World Cup fiasco. And that FIFA guy who gave that lunatic a FIFA Peace Prize. What a ridiculous thing that is. Yeah, so there's that. And then we have, Mike Hill. He is the owner of the Chevron in Blaine, Washington. He's owned it for 30 years, he says. And this year, just this year, we're only 4 months in. And he says his gas sales are down 60%. 60. That's a lot. And he also thinks it's due to Canadians paying less taxes on our gas up here. Well, we may be paying less taxes on the gas, but at $2 a liter, it's not that. No, it's not that. No, Mr. Hill, Mike Hill, it is not taxes on our gasoline. And it's not the tariffs. And it's not the exchange rate. So have a look, Mr. Hill, that it's your president, his words, threatening Canada with economic warfare and even military invasion. Yes, he hasn't thrown that out. He even said he wants to plow into 100 miles north of the 49th parallel. He wants to take all that land, meaning, all the people too. No, no, he cannot be spewing this stuff. That's why no one wants to go. And of course, the frozen water cartel. You never know what they're going to do. And then we have Niagara. So far, they've said its revenue is down 25% year over year. And Robert Restaino, he's the mayor of Niagara in New York, and he's going to retool his marketing efforts, aim them towards Canadians, and lure them back in over the border because they need the tourist money, and they're not getting it. And that's a real shame because Canadians are not going to risk their lives crossing the border and getting detained by the frozen water cartel. They're just not. No, it's not the tariffs. It's not the exchange rate. It's your president spewing his nonsense about taking over Canada. Yeah, that's what it is. Right there and then. Can you imagine if any other country in the world spewed out nonsense about, oh, we're just going to walk into the USA, we're just going to take it? Would you take that? No, I don't think you would. Anyway, he figures the disparity that, the exchange rate. And he also said that we Canadians do not have to become testy and name calling. Yeah, that's what he said. Testy and name calling. Because we are testy and name calling. Now, it has nothing to do with his president, the one that very likely he voted for, because he's using these words like testy and name calling and retooling the marketing. Yeah, these guys. No, it can't be happening. It's got to stop. They can't. We are not going. We're not buying. We're not buying U.S. products here in Canada, at least if we can help it. So, maybe something to think on. And Blaine, Washington, you people, nope, no one's going to be there. You're not going to have no BC license plates in your town. Detroit, same with you. Yep, not going to have no Canadian license plates in your town. New York, same. North Dakota, same. Wisconsin, sorry. Maine, no. If you want us to come back, start thinking about why we're doing it in the first place. Get that man out of office and the whole cabinet, and then maybe we can come to some kind of an agreement. Otherwise, you're going to be shut out. We're not buying your planes. We're not buying your submarines. We're not buying your satellites. We're just not. It's long overdue for us. And you started it. You started it by keeping us complicit and keeping us under your arm while you give us a noogie since the 50s. And we're no longer doing that. So, there you go. Dear USA, knock it off. And that's it. I might talk to you later. I don't know. I've got some stuff to do. So you have yourself a wonderful day. Grogu. Says have a wonderful day. Charlie up there. Charlie. He says have a wonderful day as well. And thanks for peeking in. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye now.